Oh yeah. Oh. So guys, I am here at the museum, World War Museum. Sorry, World War One museum, and you can see how things are here. This is how things are at the museum. This is how things are, and the photos. Those are the clothing for during that time. They are like that. They are like that. For the horses, this one, they were using that during that time. And then there's this rail line right there, and ammunitions. They are here. Maybe you can relate. If you work in the armed forces, you can relate. And then there's a belt right here. There's a bit of music. That's why I'm trying to rush so that I cover that. I override that music. You can see this. Yeah, that's I must be an Indian. And even right there, Indian's corner. Let me call it World War One. Indian's corner right there. And yeah, things are like this. Wow, M50, you can see. These are the things that they are using to fight the enemy right there. So this is the photo, 1914 to 1918, right there. Wow, this is rich. This is very rich. This is very, very rich. And yeah, so this one, I don't know what it is, but oh, binoculars. Where they could now check how far the enemy was at that time. And then here, this is Sergeant Juma Gubando, DCM 3KAR, right there. And then please do not lean on the glass. Yeah, so I think this is how this area was. Yeah, this is how the area was. Yeah, as you can see, it is like that. Yeah, so, and then, yeah, so the other side is the market. It's a shop for selling African artifacts right there. And these ones are like this, and this bit is like that. Guys, I'm on my way out today. So I've left Salt Lake. Now I'm at Taita Hills. Taita Hills. Yeah, because Taita Hills is where we've been taking our lunch, and then we take our dinner and sleep the other side. So this is the Great War in East Africa. This is a map how things were. Yeah, this is how things were, like that. Yeah, and then this way. Yeah, so guys, appreciate that bit. Let us hear what is going on here. Okay. Oh,
500 meters from this
lodge.
Yeah, from this lodge.
Okay.
And I remember I talked about the lodge is actually built to resemble a German fort. This particular lodge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even when you are in the restaurant, when you are sitting on the chairs, your back actually rests on like a German emblem. Yeah, you just go and see when you're taking your lunch, and then
the design of the back up there.
Yes.
Okay, I never thought about it. I thought it was okay.
And again, the German emblem, as the chef is doing active cooking, there's an emblem there, bronze in color. Yeah, bronze in color is a German emblem.
Wow.
Yeah, because the developers of this particular lodge, they had this one in mind. They had World War I took place here, so when they were developing it, or when they were constructing it, they constructed to resemble a German fort.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we have here, and again the manager, one of the first managers of this particular lodge used to work here. He was actually interested in history, so he collected quite a number of artifacts around during his free time when he was off duty or whenever he was on leave.
Yeah.
He visited several museums, all over the world, collecting information. Then he came up with that book called Gorillas of Savo.
Oh. Gorillas of Savo.
Yeah, it's not gorillas, but gorillas.
Gorillas.
Gorillas
means what?
Small skirmishes. It's a Spanish word.
Small?
Skirmishes.
Oh.
Skirmishes.
Skirmishes.
So that's the Spanish word.
Oh, gorillas.
So this story is actually captured in this particular book. And the story about World War I. You can Google it at WW1.
Gorillasofsavo.com.
Gorillas.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So this one here, it was like a acclimatization camp where the soldiers who came from temperate lands, from Europe, and some came from South Africa, they were acclimatized here.
Yeah,
and
for some time.
For some time, it could host over 500 soldiers, and then they were posted to Makitao for further deployment to the western side, where they could actually come close to the Germans or fight the Germans.
Yeah.
Mile 27 is also very important because actual war took place there. Actual war. Here, a German party ambushed a train. Yeah, they exchanged fire. A German party ambushed one of the trains which was coming from Voi heading to Makitao.
Yeah.
There was a daily train kind of.
Yeah, you said which was taking supplies.
It was taking supplies to Makitao because this was the largest garrison, which hosted over 20,000 soldiers.
Correct.
From the Allied forces. So that's why we have this story here. That's why we have this museum here, because at least we have two sites.
Yeah.
Apart from other sites which we cannot control, we have the two sites which we normally maintain.
Okay.
Towards the end of the war, the Commonwealth War Grave Commission was established. It was established exactly in 1922. And this one is supposed to
After the war, or is that just the year
after
after
the war. The war ended, officially it ended in 1919, but the stopping of the war, safe exchange of fire, was November 1918.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one was started around 1922 to take care of or to recognize all servicemen and women who died in the First World War and also the Second World War. So currently it's taking care of 1.7 people, or rather cemeteries.
Yeah.
1.7 people who lost, soldiers who lost their lives.
Where?
All over the world.
Oh, all over the world. Okay.
In Commonwealth
Oh,
countries.
I thought we were
Where
buried
is it?
here.
No, not
Where is
buried.
it? Where does it sit?
So okay, I think in London, most likely in London, because it's supported by England, supported by South Africa, India, Australia,
all the
and
people
also
who suffered
Canada.
in the war.
In the war, yeah. So here in this region, we have one in Voi to cater for people who died around this place and Voi. And
So it's a war cemetery.
it's a war cemetery.
War cemetery, okay.
Voi, just close to the police station. And they are well taken care of.
Oh, that's
Let me
nice.
ask you,
Yes.
were they actual bodies were buried?
Yeah, some actual bodies were buried, or
okay.
rather their remains.
Okay.
Yeah, they were buried there.
Okay.
Because initially they were buried at Makitao, but later on the remains
Transferred.
were transferred. Yes, transferred.
okay.
So actual bodies were buried there
Okay.
for their skeletons. So we have one in Voi, another one in Makitao for the Indians, and then another one for the Indians in TAVETA, and another one for the Germans.
Okay.
So there are two in TAVETA.
Even the Germans are buried on this side.
Yeah, the ones who died around TAVETA, especially the guy who was Frederick Brocker was buried there. Frederick Brocker was the first German to be killed in the First World War, and he was killed in TAVETA.
Yes.
He was killed by Hugh Lafonte. Hugh Lafonte was the district commissioner by then. So he leveled at his gun on 15th August 1914, and then he fatally injured him.
Okay.
The following day, this guy died. Yeah, he died. Yeah. So he earns the honor of being the first German to be killed in the First World War. And while in Kenya,
In East Africa.
while in Kenya or British East Africa, there was a man, a local soldier, an askari. He was an African. He was killed at the border. He was killed at the border. Then the German soldiers crossed to TAVETA and took over TAVETA and Salaita Hill. And they hold themselves at Salaita Hill.
Salaita?
Salaita.
Oh, Salaita Hill.
Yeah, but it's a corruption of the word Slaughter Hill.
Oh, Salaita Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't pronounce Slaughter.
Yeah, they couldn't. Right.
Yes.
So as I said, these cemeteries, unfortunately for the Africans, there are any known graves for the Africans. So as a lodge, what we did, we came up with this monument. Yeah, because this one is at Moshoti in our land, so we constructed this one, at least to honor the African soldiers and the potters who died in the First
I'm sure
World
there
War.
were many.
There were many. Yeah, it's only recently that the Commonwealth War Grave Commission team has discovered a mass grave in Voi. So they are trying to determine, doing some, it's maybe carbon dating and whatever, to see if actually they were potters or they were African soldiers, and if possible they recognize them by coming up with a symmetry.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one is in the pipeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, Savo River Railway Bridge was also the target of attack because it is still there. It exists.
That bridge?
Yeah, this bridge is still
It's
there.
for the old train.
It's for the old train. This one is for the old train, and then
This is the Lunatic Express.
this is now the Lunatic Express.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Lunatic. It was a target of attack by the Germans, but it was well fortified.
Okay.
It was well fortified. So apart from the railway line was being patrolled mostly by the Indian Expeditionary Force, the Indian soldiers who came all the way from India to support their master because they were under British rule again.
Yes.
So they were patrolling along this, but again, skirmishes were there, the damages were there. It was in most cases you'll find that the Germans would sneak in and cause some problem.
Okay.
Yeah, because as I said, they were more organized.
Yes.
And again, I talked about the water points. This is Mzima Spring.
Oh yes, we're talking about
Yeah,
Mzima. You mentioned Mzima Spring.
Mzima
Which
Spring.
supplies all of course.
Water to the coast. This was also another target of attack. It was targeted, and the Germans actually could sneak using the riverine tracks towards the railway line. But again, there were some forts to protect the water source.
Okay.
We talked about Kariako.
Yes.
Yeah, Kariako.
Yeah, and what they stand
it
for.
was the assembling point for the potters.
Yeah.
Kariako.
Kariako, and it means Kariako.
Kariakos.
Kariakos. It's a corruption of the word Kariakos. Again, they couldn't pronounce Kariakos.
In Nairobi there's Kariako.
There is Kariako.
In Tanzania there's Kariako. Big markets.
A big market in
Oh,
Dar es
so
Salaam.
it means what? Those people.
Those people, Kariakos.
Oh, Kariako.
Yeah, Kariakos. It was actually the hands and the feet of the army. Every 15 followers were supporting one fighting soldier.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were carrying things on their head. It was like an assembling point. It was an assembling point where their stores were there. So people now corrupted the word to become Kariakos.
Kariakos, Kariako.
Kariako, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now I know
Now you
where
know.
the word Kariako comes from.
Yeah, now you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, good reason why you visited us.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of stories about this place, but I'm just giving you an overview because I want to show you that this one.
Oh, we moved there.
I showed you this one.
No, we didn't do this one.
Okay, this one. Let's do this one. So this one is we call it a diorama.
Okay.
It's actually like a model.
Yes.
Diorama.
Diorama.
Diorama. The word is over there. Look at the spelling at that.
On the wall.
Not in the hall. Here.
Where?
Diorama.
Oh, diorama of Mashoti Fort.
Of Mashoti Fort. So this is a diorama of Mashoti Fort.
Okay.
How it's like a model. It's like
yeah.
a model.
A model,
A
yeah.
model, yeah. So you can see the trenches. The trenches
Yeah.
are supposed to be
And I can see them on that picture
on
too.
that picture. So these ones were done by those ones were for the Germans. This was done by the British.
Yeah.
So they are supposed to be 5 feet deep, so that they can conceal almost the whole body of a fighting soldier.
Correct.
Yeah. Against the enemy fire, that is. And you can see soldiers over there, the damage, the model of soldiers, and they are taking positions. And these ones are supposed to be zigzag, so that in case of any enemy fire,
Oh, let's travel straight.
it cannot actually reach.
Yeah.
And apart from that one, you can see a model of a hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the sick and the injured were actually sent there, and at some stage, Henry Ford introduced vehicles.
Okay.
He donated vehicles to
The war.
but he was very categorical in their usage. They were supposed to be ambulances. They were not
Okay.
supposed to be used for fighting.
Fighting,
So he was
okay.
very categorical in their usage. So they were supposed to send the sick and the injured to the hospital. You can also see this is machine gun post.
Yeah.
You can see three
High.
soldiers. It's high, it's supposed to be high. I'll show you the machine guns like this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one
So
there.
that's a machine gun.
I think it's somewhere there at the entrance.
Yes, there, yeah.
Yeah,
That one is a
the
model we
entrance.
did again for purpose of demonstration. Yes.
Okay.
So introduced Ford T and a vehicle called Rolls Royce. Yeah.
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce, yes.
Wow.
Here you can see this is the bale of hay.
Huh?
Oh, a bale of hay.
Yeah, imported all these are bales of hay imported all the way from Australia
Yeah.
to feed the mules, to feed the horses and also the oxen, which
Okay.
were used for transportation because they are the ones which were cutting the carriages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the bale of hay?
These ones, the white,
On-
the white stuff.
I
the white,
was thinking it's a house.
Yes,
Oh, the bales.
the bales of hay. Yeah, the bales of hay.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm trying not to take your photo.
and an aeroplane and light aircraft quadron G3 was introduced by the British and Allied forces to do reconnaissance. Yeah, to check the movement of the incoming soldiers, the enemy, who are the Germans,
Yeah.
and then drop information. This one was actually dropping information in form of leaflets to the fighting soldiers on the ground.
Okay.
Even in Taita, it was very, very instrumental. But again, they didn't heed the information which they were given by the pilots, or rather the people who were on the aircraft. They were asking them that up there, those are dummies. Those are dummy soldiers. Take care. The soldiers are on the flanks, but they didn't heed the information.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was. That's why we made this one for purpose of also illustration. Yeah, we made this one.
Aircraft.
Aircraft. Yes. Yeah. How they
That
are
one there. That's an aircraft up there. Yeah. Aircraft up there. Yeah. So
called heliography. Heliography, it uses a semaphore system whereby the flashes of sunlight are reflected by the mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was put, then it's actually coded by a system called Morse code.
Almost good.
Morse code, yeah. So you find that this one was placed on a higher ground. Like in Mactau, there's a ground, an area called Picket Hill, where soldiers were posted there to also watch the movements of the incoming enemy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a place there, and it could communicate with another one 70 kilometers away, around Voi,
boy.
using the same system, flashlights. From Voi, they communicate with Kwale. Kwale communicated with one in Msambweni, and then at Msambweni they could now call Mombasa. They could call Mombasa, but because Mombasa there was a telephone. They were using the telephone.
Telephone.
Yeah, they were using the
Okay.
telephone. So that is around mostly around the forts and where actual war took place. So they are numbered. They are numbered like like this one is a light gauge trolley for the railway track. Yeah, for the railway track. Yeah, number 18. This one is it was worn by the soldiers, especially of higher rank from the German side. You can see the German Kaiser.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
German emblem.
Yes.
The German emblem. This is a general issue for. This was given to even the carrier corps were given this one. All the porters, the followers, and some soldiers were also given the same. So it's actually supposed to hold water. And the moment you finish, you are done. So it will be like you are sipping, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, until the next issue.
Okay.
Until the next issue. These are.
Other artifacts.
These are the artilleries, the machines they were using. Like the number 10 is the barrel for this one.
Barrel.
Yeah, number 10. Number 10 you can see Martin Henry. It's a barrel for the gun.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
It's a shell case of
These are
this block
shell
and
case after the bullet has already been fired. This one is normally
These are
drops.
bullets,
These are
Oh, that's the canister.
that's
That
the
drops.
canister kind of. That's the canister. Yes.
They were that slim. Now the ones for nowadays are bigger.
They are bigger.
No, these are bullets. Some are still like
Bullets.
this.
Some
You
are-
see, they're
Some are still
small.
like that.
Yeah, they're different sizes for different guns.
Yeah, they are different size.
Is this the one that explodes or what? What is that little thing?
This one, I think that's the one which explodes. I think.
Yeah, that's the explosive in the gun.
It has not been numbered, but
It's the one that actually, it's called what? I think it's lead or something. Once it hits target, you know that canister
target,
falls,
yeah.
it goes in as the explosive that now when the bullet comes out of behind, umefungukana huku nyuma na hapa ni kashimo.
Oh, that's a small thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
one
explodes.
and even the other one, there are some which are sharp. You see these ones?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And then we have this one. This one was lime juice. Lime juice, which was actually to
Lime juice.
Yeah, to say Rose's lime juice to supplement the vitamin C for their soldiers because they didn't know where to get foods actually. They didn't.
This ones make ceramic things, plates and stuff,
Number 11,
and cocoa cutlery.
Number 11.
Oh, they still do that.
They still
They
do
still
that.
did that in that day.
Yeah, and the bottle there is from South African breweries for the beer. Soldiers were actually in the evening
The Germans drink out of beer.
they could cool actually their nerves. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So barcodes like this number 6 collection of holding equipment. These are barcodes for their shirts or whatever for their garments.
And then there's money there.
Yeah, there's money.
Money?
Yeah. German East Africa gun metals, siege coins. Those were coins which were made out of. Sunken German cruiser SMS coins, but using a steam. So they were just made, I think, in Tanzania or in Tabora, according to them. According to this information. Yes.
Tanzania Tabora.
Tabora in Tanzania. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they had the weighing scale as well.
Their weighing
To
scale.
weigh their weight or something.
This one, this
Oh, the
one
letters.
for weighing mail, for letters.
Mails.
Yeah. The post office. This one was in the post office.
And this one is for the gun of honor or something. The one they do. This one.
Number 9.
It's like a seal.
I think it's like a seal.
A seal. Oh,
It
down
goes
there.
Down there.
Yeah,
It's a seal.
like a seal.
It's a seal. Yes.
Okay.
Rising sun. This is oil for cooking, which was used by the Indians. Number 14. Rising sun cooking oil used by the Indian troops.
Milkmaid.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then you can see that from the picture in the background, you can see a typical camp, the way it used to look like.
Okay. Yeah.
Some were made
And they
of.
had horses,
They had
many.
horses, yeah.
Many.
In fact, we are told the horses, mules, and oxen. There were 8 million which were used during the First World War. In a period of 4 years, they used 8 million.
8 million.
Yeah, 8
Must have
million.
been dying also.
Yeah, they were dying out of tsetse flies and again
The
also
horses.
and
And then they
Dehydration
food.
and other
even tropical
dehydration.
diseases. Yes.
Okay.
Then this one is the narrow gauge railway line.
Sorry?
The narrow gauge railway line, which started from Voi heading to Taveta. It is still existing, and it was used until year 2005.
Oh, 2005.
Yeah, that's when it stopped.
2005.
Yeah, just recently. Yeah, we used to go to Taita using the locomotives. Yeah. This is the window now where the first shot was shot from. You remember I was
That
talking
window
about,
at the Taita old police station from
Yes.
where the first shots were fired.
This was his sitting room, the first window. Yeah.
Somebody was shot.
Yeah, so that is
The
where
German.
The German.
The first German to
The
be
first
shot.
German, yeah, Frederick Brocker. It's called Frederick Brocker. He was shot from that window, and that one now signalized the start of First World War campaign in East Africa. The building is still there, but in a very sorry state. It's almost falling down.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can't be renovated.
We actually encourage them, and we have already visited with a team of national museums, but they have not done much. Maybe it's not in their budget. I don't know.
Yeah.
And again, this one is now the cemetery at Voi. They are well kept. You can see they are well maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the Indian one.
No, this one is for the English people. Yeah, for the English people. Yeah. It's well taken care of. So whenever we do centenary celebrations, we visit such cemeteries, and we go and identify some of the names of the soldiers who fought in the First World War. Like a typical example is this young man who he was an actor, but he joined war in South Africa to assist the British. But he's an Australian. Later on, when he learned about this campaign in East Africa, he again joined, and he was very courageous, and he was very courageous, and for his gallantry performance, he was given the highest honor, which was Victorian Cross.
Oh, this is Victorian Cross.
Victorian Cross.
What is this that looks like pipe?
This is now poppy. It's called the poppy flower. This in Australia.
poppy.
In Australia.
Inakaa kama ni uzi
Imeshonwa tu, lakini
to symbolize.
yeah.
Oh, that.
To symbolize. But again, according to the story, it's now used as a symbol of remembrance.
Okay.
Even in Australia and also in Britain.
Yes.
So this one was. There's a team which visited us in 2019 to celebrate this particular commemoration. Then they came with this one. They came with this one to honor their own the fallen soldier who was an Australian. So here he was trying actually to. He was trying to urge the soldiers, the African soldiers or the African soldiers who are askaris from Tanzania, not to kill the wounded guys, the wounded soldiers. But he was trying to urge them not to kill because the moment you are wounded, you are not supposed to be shot. Yeah, according to the
Tunaona ni mzigo utasumbua watu kumalize.
But again, huyu ni wa force nyingine. So huyu ni enemy. So kwa nini anaua? Maana anatakana kama ni mtu amelilia abebwe apelekwe. So na yeye he was already wounded.
Yes.
He was already wounded. So from this act, because
Our gallant people who suffered and died in the First World War, we say, may your souls rest in peace. Remembrance of African soldiers, right here.